Alright guys, welcome back to another video here for Palworlds. For this video, we're going to be going over the 9 legendary items and weapons you can get and farm from the bosses. I'll be showing you the best settings to have and to increase your RNG to get these weapons and items even quicker. So, without further ado, let's go over the game and see what we can change to make our settings even better and take full advantage to farm the game. Alright, going into the custom settings for the game. First off, what you want to do is change the daytime speed and the nighttime speed to 5. Okay, so once you do that, basically the cycle will be even quicker, and the bosses, if you didn't know, have 1 day in-game time for them to spawn again. So increasing that will make the days go by even quicker, therefore killing them more often. Next up, we want to do is the capture rate. You can increase that as well. So if you did want to capture the bosses instead of killing them, you can do that as well. Next up is your pal appearance rate. Okay, now changing this will increase your pals or the bosses to have more than just one of those bosses. I think increasing that, instead of 1 boss, you'll have 3 bosses to kill, therefore increasing your chances by another 2. Okay, so you could definitely do that as well. Next up, the final thing we're going to be doing is your damage to pals. Okay, if you're weak, or if you want to just completely nuke the bosses, increasing your damage, therefore increasing the time to, or decreasing the time to kill the bosses, so you can kill them in about in my experience, 1 rocket will basically kill a lot of the enemies in this game, and a few shots from your assault rifle will be able to kill a lot of the enemies. Even sometimes just 1 bullet will kill some enemies. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the changes that you want to do. Anything else is just, it's up to you. Okay, so first off, let's go over on how you get the legendary crossbow schematic. Now, you are going to be getting schematics in these farms. The schematics are basically just an item that you take to the workbench, and then therefore you can craft the item itself. So first off is the crossbow. Now, you get this from killing the bushy boss in the game, located right over here. He shouldn't be too difficult if you are a lower level. He can be very powerful, but you'll be able to kill him no problem if you are going to be farming their boss anyway. So this guy will drop you the legendary crossbow. Next up is the legendary bow schematic. Now, this thing is pretty cool. All you have to do here is actually kill the boss called the Kinpacker. This guy is very big, very chunky. Does take some damage, but shouldn't be too powerful, especially if you have some decent weapons. You should be able to kill this guy very easily. He is kind of like early game, mid game boss anyway. So yeah, definitely something that you should go for. Next up is the legendary handgun. This thing is pretty damn cool. Now, this thing, what you're gonna have to do here is kill the boss called the it's called the Beacon. This guy is a bit more of a weird one. He's a flying bird, so he shouldn't be too difficult. He's like level 29 or something. Very, very low level, especially if you guys are decent leveled anyway. You should be able to kill this guy pretty easily. I think I killed him in about a rocket or 2. Not that powerful, especially if you have a weapon or arrows and a decent pal. This guy should be no problem at all. Definitely one of the easier bosses in the game by far, especially the higher, more end-game content that we go, getting the more better items here. You're definitely going to be fighting something that's a bit more difficult, which takes us next to the legendary pump action shotgun. This guy is going to be level 45, around the higher 40s. It's called the Sazuku, located right here in the map around the desert area. This guy again is another flying bird. I think it's a firebird actually, so make sure you get something that's going to be attacking or going against fire, and you should kill this guy no problem at all, and he will give you the legendary pump action shotgun, which is definitely something that does a lot of damage. One of my favorite weapons in this game by far. Obviously, next up, as you guys know and would love to have, is the legendary assault rifle. This one is very, very easy to get. Especially the boss is a bit tricky. He's not like any other boss in the game. He's located right here, called the Blazamut. Now, this guy is covered in rocks. Okay, what you want to do for him is shoot him in his bare skin. He is very red. Shoot him where it's red, and you should be able to kill him pretty easily. Now, this guy is level 49. He's definitely one of the higher tier bosses, but he isn't very strong, especially if you don't shoot him in the rocks. you should be able to kill him pretty easily, and he will drop you the legendary assault rifle schematic, and therefore giving you the opportunity to build it. Okay, next up is the legendary cold and heat resistant Pal metal armor. These things are pretty damn good, especially if you want some good armor. You definitely should go ahead and grab these. Now this one is the Palworlds boss battles. Okay, the Palworlds and the Necromus, both of these guys will give you the chance to drop the cold and the heat armor. Now a quick tip for this boss battle, because you're going to be fighting two bosses at the same time, but if you do come here at night time, one of them will be asleep. Okay, I think it's the Palworlds. He will be asleep, and you can go ahead and kill Necromus alone, and then you can go ahead and kill Palworlds when you killed Necromus. Okay, and killing these guys will obviously give you the chance to drop the heat and cold resistance Pal metal armor. Definitely the best armor in the game by far. Now these bosses are very, very tanky. They're level 50, so they're like end game bosses right here. They're definitely very tanky. Even with the rockets, they do take a lot of damage. Next up is the Pal metal helmet. Definitely something pretty damn cool. For this one, you're gonna have to kill the Frost Stallion boss. He is the end game boss as well. The next two are actually end game bosses, just like the one previously. Frost Stallion is located at the top left of the map. This guy is a kind of like a Pegasus. He is a frost damage, okay, cold damage. Definitely not one of the most powerful bosses in the game. He is quite strong, obviously being an end game boss. Shouldn't take you too much. He is very slow. His attacks aren't very powerful, really. You can kind of determine when he's gonna attack, and you can get around it very easily. Next up, obviously, is the legendary rocket launcher. Now, how you get this is obviously the Jet Dragon, okay? For the Jet Dragon, a huge tip, I'll be leaving one of my videos down below, or if you just search up in my channel. I actually give you guys a Jet Dragon cheese, okay? You can get him stuck and you can kill him pretty easily. Now be careful increasing your Pal spawns, because you can get 3 Jet Dragons at once, and 1 is more than enough to make you break your equipment. This guy is very powerful, very tanky, and very annoying. So go ahead and try your best to kill 1 of them, and definitely not 3 of them, because you're gonna have a rough time unless you're OP as hell. Yeah, the Jet Dragon is definitely one of the harder bosses to kill, but definitely gives you by far the best weapon in the entire game, the legendary rocket launcher. As you guys have seen in the gameplay so far, I have been using the rocket launcher, but this is a level 1 rocket launcher. So imagine a tier 4 rocket launcher. It's going to be absolutely great, especially with the future DLCs and updates coming for this game, with bosses and raids and PvP and stuff like that. So definitely a weapon to go for. But anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. These are all the weapons, the 9 legendary items and weapons to get in the game. Very easy to get. It's just a matter of RNG, but definitely not the craziest, most annoying RNG. I think I got the weapons. One of them was like 1st or 2nd try. The assault rifle was like the 5th try or so. So definitely you don't have to farm too much, and the settings will help you out a lot as well, because the days are going to reset very quickly. And what I would tell you guys to do is just farm the bosses in one day. If you can anyway, go kill one, then the other, then the other, and then the other, and then go to sleep when it's nighttime, and just completely do it all over again until you get the weapons you want. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this helped, and we'll see you all very soon.